We love showcasing animals for adoption here on Hallmark Channel, but we also love showcasing shelters and rescues that go above and beyond to help the animals in their care for sure. And here with more, and a reminder of today's adoptable animals is our pet rescue expert, Larissa. Welcome, Larissa.
Thank you, thank you.
Before we get into these great rescues and shelters, let's talk about today's adoptable.
Yes, of course, we have two, as we do every day. And the first one was a kitty cat you may remember named Brutus. He was a brute. He is located at Saunders County Lost Pets, which is in Wahoo, Nebraska. He's 4 years old. He's a tabby, and you can see he might need to lose a couple pounds. His eyes, he does have an eye condition that he needs 1 drop every day. He doesn't produce tears. However, he can see, and he has so much love to give. And giving cats eye drops when it's once a day is really no big deal. And they're used to it and all that. He's sweet, he's cuddly, he loves toys. He loves little kids, which is great. And he would be best in a home that maybe has another cat that he can befriend and love on. And he just wants a lap to sit on, basically. So again, he is located in Wahoo, Nebraska.
Sweetie.
He really is, and so beautiful. At Saunders County Lost Pets.
He's a big boy.
He is a big boy, and he's only 4 years old, so he's a good sized boy, and he'd be a best friend to a little kid or another little kitty in the home. And then we also had a dog named Zeke, who was very handsome. But I will say he almost looked like Grumpy Kitty's dog brother. Does that make sense? Yes, he has kind of a grumpy looking face, but he is so handsome, if you ask me. Again, his name is Zeke. He's 2.5 years old. He's a Vizsla mix. He's located in Northern California at Santa Maria Valley Humane Society. He is good with sitting. He's good with bathing. He loves meeting new people, but he was dumped by his owner, and he does have a little nervousness sometimes when he's meeting new people, but he's good with other animals, and his favorite thing to do, I'm told, is sit in a chair and look out the window and hope that his new human comes by and picks him up and gives him an adoption.
Just the visual of that,
and that beautiful coat.
I know, beautiful. Talk about ginger. We were talking about the color ginger earlier. He is a perfect ginger, and he's an active boy though, so he would definitely do best with someone who likes to go on hikes or runs or long walks. He wouldn't do well in a very sedentary apartment kind of lifestyle.
He almost looks regal. I don't think he looks grumpy at all.
No, I like him.
If you were dumped, wouldn't you be a little grumpy?
I would be very grumpy.
By the way, speaking of Santa Maria Valley Humane Society, they take part in a really innovative program that you were super impressed with.
Yes, I love, as you mentioned, a couple minutes ago, I love talking about wonderful programs that rescues and shelters come up with, because it's, as I've mentioned before, it's a tough job. And so when you can give the animals in your care a happiness during that time before they find their forever home, it makes life so much easier for you, for visitors coming in to see the animals, and for the animals, obviously, which is what's most important. And most shelters, don't have the staff or the time to really spend a ton of time with the animals in their care. But that's not Santa Maria Valley. They have a program called Open Paw, where everybody who enters becomes a trainer almost.
Interesting.
And let's meet Ailey, who we met earlier talking about Santa Maria Valley. She can tell us a little bit more about it and just how wonderful it's been for the animals.
Absolutely.
Hi, Ailey.
Oh, there she is. Hey, Ailey. Thanks for joining us again.
And there's Zeke again.
Oh, man.
Beautiful,
He really is.
Yes.
He really is.
Yes.
Now, we've been talking a little bit about the Open Paw Program. Will you tell us a little bit more about that program and what it means for people coming and visiting you there?
Sure. Well, as soon as they walk in the door, we let them know that they're almost part of our staff for our volunteer program. And they get a cat toy, or they get instructions on what to do with the dogs. And for the cats, basically, it's kind of a similar idea for both. We want them to meet like interact with 20 people a day, 5 of whom we hope are new, and that helps their socializing and their comfort level around new people. And then we also have treats for both the dogs and the cats, and we hope that people, as they walk by, just make sure that they're giving the kitties a little treat, and they have a teaser toy so they can interact with the cats, pet them, play with them. We encourage people just to sit down, maybe read a book with the cats. And with the dogs, they all have buckets outside of their kennels, and we encourage them to throw the dogs some treats so that they learn that people walking by isn't as exciting or overstimulating as it can be, and it keeps our shelter quieter, and it helps a lot of our dogs, just like Zeke, who may be a little shy or nervous, helps them be less worried about all the people and all the traffic that's coming by, because they get used to those people giving them good stuff. And then when they're out in the yard with our volunteers or even just a visitor, we encourage them maybe to brush them or to play fetch with them, teach them some basic training, and just spend about 20 minutes out in that yard, just spending one-on-one time with that dog.
Ailey, this is such a wonderful program. I hope other shelters take notice and they start following suit because what you're doing is really amazing. Have you noticed a change in the animals since you started the program?
Absolutely. As you can probably hear, our shelter is actually really quiet. The dogs don't get as worked up about people walking by because most of them know they're going to get a treat because people are in, and our cats just seem a lot more social and friendly and outgoing, so they actually come out to greet people.
I bet they're a lot happier.
I would imagine they would be, yeah. I mean, there's a lot more interactions, which has got to make their day go by a lot better, a lot less boring.
Exactly. Thank you, Ailey.
Thank you
so
so
for everything
much.
you all are doing.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Bye. It's pretty amazing because a lot of shelters don't have anything like this, and the dogs deteriorate behind bars because they get used to not being around people, and so getting them used to when people walk by, it's a good thing.
Right.
And instead of going crazy and jumping and going nuts and barking, they actually kind of sit because they know they're going to get something good out of it. So it's helping with adoptions. It's helping create successful adoptions.
Exactly.
And I love it. As you said, I hope all rescues and shelters start following suit.
too.
Open Paw Program.
Wonderful.
Easy.
Thank you for telling us about this.
Of course.
Wonderful,
Thank
Larissa.
you, Larissa.